Almost everyone can agree that animal cruelty is wrong, and that there should be certain standards of decency with which animals are treated, including the ones we kill for food as well. However, the New York Times editorial, "When Animal Welfare and Religious Practice Collide," argues that religious concerns should override concerns about animal welfare. Specifically, it argues against new legislation in the Flanders region of Belgium that prohibits traditional kosher and halal methods of animal slaughter because it says that these new laws are discriminatory against Muslims and Jews. I will discuss A. The fact that the editorial does not offer any serious evidence to back up its claims. B. The fact that these laws are written with the primary goal of protecting animals, not for discrimination purposes. And C. The fact that these laws apply to everybody and do not merely single out Muslims and Jews. On to my first point. The editorial offers no evidence. A. There is no evidence that these laws are meant to discriminate against Muslims and Jews. Now, they might have a discriminatory effect, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they were written with a discriminatory intent. And B. There are no statistics. All we have are examples, what one might call anecdotal evidence, so pretty weak. And C. There is no expert testimony. The editorial does not consult with any scientists, lawmakers, religious leaders, butchers, or anyone else who might possibly have something to say about this. And on to my second point, these laws are about protecting animals, not discriminating against religious people. These new Belgian laws simply state that animals must first be stunned before they are killed, in order to make their deaths less painful. That's what these laws are all about. They're about changing the ways in which we kill animals so that we can treat animals more humanely. Now, while traditional Jewish and Muslim slaughter methods have historically stated that an animal cannot be stunned before it is killed, it's something about making sure that the animal is completely healthy and untampered with and conscious when it is killed. That may actually be changing. As Vice News writes on January 10th, 2019, there's an ongoing debate within the Muslim community regarding the acceptability of pre-slaughter stunning, with some Muslims saying it's okay and others saying it's not. The Vice article says, while the Muslim community holds the universal position that animals must be healthy and unharmed before slaughter, opinions diverge on whether non-penetrative stunning practices harm the animal or not. Basically, some Muslims are saying that meat can still be halal certified even if it is in fact stunned before slaughter. Belgium's new laws are not an isolated incident. Numerous other European countries have already enacted laws that require stunning animals before they are killed. As the New York Times itself writes in an article published on January 5th, Belgium is joining Sweden, Norway, Iceland, Denmark, and Slovenia among the nations that do not provide for any exceptions to the stunning requirement. And on to my third and final point, the laws will apply to everybody. Every butcher in this part of Belgium, Flanders, would have to follow these laws, not just Jewish and Muslim butchers. Jews and Muslims have long been exempted from these regulations, which really is not fair to the rest of the population. And if observant Jews and Muslims in Belgium want to continue eating meat that is made using the methods of theirs which are no longer allowed, they're still able to do that. As NBC News writes on March 10, 2019, the Jewish community in Belgium has long imported beef and lamb from slaughterhouses in France, Hungary, and Poland. And on to my conclusion. The New York Times editorial, "When Animal Welfare and Religious Practice Collide," is wrong in its assessment of new animal welfare laws in Belgium. The laws in question are not about religious discrimination, but are simply about protecting animals above all else.